Hi everyone. Um, whoops. Uh, Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, the 24th. Already can't remember what day it is because this is crazy. Um, but let's see. What have I already done today? I have walked my dog. I've done some laundry. Pretty unexciting. Hopefully you're doing a few more fun things than I am. Later on, I'm gonna clean. I think I'm gonna bake something. I'm gonna try and bake. You guys know I love cooking. So I'm gonna try baking. I wanna bake I guess this dark chocolate chip banana bread. I'm pretty excited about it. Let you know tomorrow how it goes. Um I'm gonna do some reading later. I'm currently reading 3 books at once. So my goal for today is to finish at least one of them. Maybe two. We'll see. Um But the book, so many of you responded yesterday. Thank you so much. I am going to respond back to some of you guys that messaged me after I finish and post this. So keep an eye out. I will definitely be responding, and then feel free to respond back to me. We can keep the conversation going for as long as we need to. Who knows? But the book you guys voted, or the book that got the most votes, was The Wild Robot. I really like this book. I have already read it. I'm just going to take that off so it's easier to. But, oh, here's our robot. This is what he's going to look like. But I'm excited. So I'm just going to read actually a couple chapters to you guys because the chapters are really short. I'll show you. Like some of them are half of a page. So I'm not going to get on here and read half of a page to you guys. But yeah, I think we're going to read the first 3 chapters today. So this is The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. Here we go. It's a nice picture for you guys. Chapter 1, The Ocean. Our story begins on the ocean, with wind and rain and thunder and lightning and waves. A hurricane roared and raged through the night. In the middle of the chaos, a cargo ship was sinking, down, 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 to the ocean floor. The ship left hundreds of crates floating on the surface, but as the hurricane thrashed and swirled and knocked them around, the crates also began sinking into the depths. One after another, they were all swallowed up by the waves, until only 5 crates remained. By morning, the hurricane was gone. There were no clouds, no ships, no land in sight. There was only calm water and clear skies, and those 5 crates lazily bobbing along on ocean current. Days passed, and then a smudge of green appeared on the horizon. As the crates drifted closer, the soft green shape slowly sharpened into the hard edges of a wild, rocky island. The first crate rode to shore on a tumbling, rumbling wave and then crashed against the rocks with such force that the whole thing burst apart. No, reader, what I haven't mentioned is that tightly packaged inside each crate was a brand new robot. The cargo ship had been transporting hundreds of them before it was swept up in a storm. Now only 5 robots were left. Actually, only 4 were left, because when that first crate crashed against the rocks, the robot inside shattered to pieces. The same thing happened to the next crate. It crashed against the rocks, and the robot parts flew everywhere. Then it happened to the next crate, and the next. Robot limbs and torsos were flung onto ledges. A robot head splashed into a tide pool. A robot foot skittered into the waves. And then came the last crate. It followed the same path as the others, but instead of crashing against the rocks, it sloshed against the remains of the first 4 crates. Soon, more waves were heaving it up out of the water. It soared through the air, spinning and glistening until it slammed down onto a tall shelf of rock. The crate was cracked and crumbled, but the robot inside was safe. And there is our robot. See, and that was already chapter 1. So now we're reading chapter 2, The Otters. The island's north shore had become something of a robot gravesite. Scattered across the rocks were the broken bodies of 4 dead robots. They sparkled in the early morning light, and their sparkles caught the attention of some very curious creatures. A gang of sea otters were romping through the swallows when one of them noticed the sparkling objects. The otters all froze. They raised their noses to the wind, but they smelt only the sea, so they cautiously crept over the rocks to take a closer look. The gang slowly approached a robot torso. That's like its stomach area. The biggest otter stuck out his paw and swatted the heavy thing, and quickly jumped back. But nothing happened. So they wiggled over to a robot hand. Another brave otter stuck out her paw and flipped the hand over. It made a lovely clinking sound on the rocks, and the otters squeaked with delight. They spread out and played with robot arms and legs and feet. More hands were flipped. One of the otters discovered a robot head in a tide pool, and they all dove in and took turns rolling it along the bottom. And then they spotted something else. Overlooking the gravesite was Overlooking the gravesite was the one surviving crate. Its sides were scraped and dented, and a wide gash ran across its top. The otters scampered up the rocks and climbed into the big box. 10 furry faces poked through the gash, eager to see what was inside. What they saw was another brand new robot, but this robot was different from the others. It was still in one piece, and it was surrounded by spongy packing foam. The otters reached through the gash and tore at the foam. It was so soft and squishy. They squeaked as they snatched at the fluffy stuff. Shreds of it floated away on the sea breeze. And in all the excitement, one of their paws accidentally slapped an important little button on the back of the robot's head. Click! It took a while for the otters to realize that something was happening inside the crate. But a moment later, they heard it. A low whirring sound. Everyone stopped and stared, and then the robot opened her eyes. Chapter 3, The Robot. The robot's computer brain booted up. Her programs began coming online, and then, still packed in her crate, she automatically started to speak. Hello, I am Razu, Unit 7134, but you may call me Raz. While my robotic systems are activating, I will tell you about myself. Once fully activated, I will be able to move and communicate and learn. Simply give me a task and I will complete it. Over time, I will find better ways of completing my tasks. I will become a better robot. When I am not needed, I will stay out of the way and keep myself in good working order. Thank you for your time. I am now fully activated. And that is all we are reading. See, that chapter 3 was only that long. Chapter 4, which we will read tomorrow, is A Robot Hatches. All right, guys. I'm going to get back to messaging some of you, but have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.